Hello everyone, it's Jenny, Vintage Soul Crafter here. Thank you again for tuning in to my channel and I appreciate it. I have so much to share with you. My good dear friend Bonnie and I went to the half off Labor Day sale, as you probably know by now. And oh my gosh, we had the best time. We didn't just go to one sale, we went to 3 sales. 3 Goodwills in a matter of like 4 hours. We started very early. The Goodwill opened at 7:30 a.m. on Monday, and we were there before 9 a.m. So let's just jump right in. I'm going to start with this just because it's right here. I got this. I was on the hunt for a couple of items for Facebook friends of different various junk journal, journaling type of art groups on Facebook, and someone is doing it's Shell, her name's Shell, and I can't remember the details of her YouTube channel. Sorry for the tap dancing sound in the background. That's my Otis Bulldog boy, my buddy, walking around. If you hear that tapping noise, like in the last video, that's what it is. So she's doing a Donald Duck junk journal and wanted some kind of Donald Duck stuff. And I don't know what the deal is with Donald Duck. That's my best Donald Duck impersonation. But I see Donald Duck stuff all the time. But of course, you know how it is. It's one of those like Newton's laws or somebody's law that when you go looking for it, you can't find it. So we could not find anything Donald Duck-ish except for this book. But we did find this book. It's a Mickey's Young Readers Library. Not terribly, terribly old, but she said pretty much anything Mickey. And this is 1990. And it's, I mean, not Mickey, anything Donald. Mickey and Donald, you know, they're best friends. Kind of like Bonnie and me. But anyway, we're funner, I think, than Donald and Mickey. We made each other laugh so hard after we were done. We were so stupid that we laughed until tears and snot were coming out of our faces. I kid you not. So anyway, this is for Shell, and I will link her YouTube video because she does some beautiful things down below. And then I also found this Betty Crocker's Dinner for Two cookbook. I'm going to be doing some journal, blah, 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 what is it? Sorry, my brain is like still on Labor Day, Goodwill sale, friedness. Cookbook journaling kits type thing, you know, kitchen, cookbook, recipe, journaling. I have so much I've been collecting in order to do these. And I'm also going to do some myself, but for right now, I'm trying for my Etsy store to put journaling kits together. I think it's fun for DIYers, people who don't necessarily want to go out and gather all of the materials to make, you know, ephemera items and go to estate sales and all that stuff. I love doing it, and so that's one of the reasons I began my Etsy store, was so that I could, you know, have a good excuse for going to these going to these sales and so forth, because I love the hunt. It's Goodwill hunting, it's estate sale hunting. I love the hunt, and yeah, I have one more antique. Our Sacramento Second Sunday Antique Fair is this Sunday, and I haven't been for several months because it's been just too darn hot. I consider consistent 100 plus 110, 115 weather too darn hot. So anyway, I have one more, and then it's busy putting this stuff to good use, which I'm still in the process of doing if you check my Etsy store or eBay even. So yeah, so this is one of the Betty Crocker Dinner for Two cookbooks. I have a couple of children's ones. I love these early ones like this. They're very topic specific, and they have great photos, and you know, again, it's just that whole vintage artwork, vintage photo, vintage color, vintage vibe that I love. So there's that. I got that. And then I found in one of our hauls, if I was really organized and totally together, I would have these in like, this is the store we went to first, and this is the section we went to first, and this is the section, but I'm not, I don't. I've had a lot going on this weekend besides all of that. So yeah. This is what it's going to be. This is a fabulous illustrated golden dictionary, you know, like the golden books. Pretty sure it's the same publication, Simon & Schuster. Oh, maybe it's not. I'm not sure. If it says golden, I just assume it's the same, but maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know. So anyway, it's an illustrated golden dictionary for young readers, and it's just so colorful and fun. So these will be great. Of course, I just went by a bird page right there. Oh, I love anything birds. Plants, garden, nature. Love it, love it. As my description says, I'm a bit of a hippie, bit of a, you know, nature girl kind of girl. But anyway, these will make great pages for journaling kits of all kinds and just to sell on their own if you're looking for something like that. Check back with my Etsy store. This actually is, if you've never checked out Gina the Rebookery, this I found two for her. This one, she loves astronomy. She is a science teacher. She is from, I want to say she's in Kansas. I want to say that, but I might be wrong. But anyway, she's been such an inspiration to me, and she's been doing this Finding Your Own Style. This is from 1959. A dipper full of stars. Looks like maybe a textbook. Certainly, yeah, it was a textbook. San Jose, California. So I found this one for her, and then, pardon the arm, I also found this one for her. The stars, a new way to see them. And it's just my way of saying thanks for all of the inspiration. Gina, if you happen to check into this, these are going to be coming your way. I just want to make sure I don't find anything else spectacular that I feel like you deserve and I should send to you at the antique fair this Sunday. So those are both for her, and I will have Gina's link to the Rebookery, and please check her out because these videos on finding your own style, etc., have been fantastic, and her work is, I mean, it's called the Rebookery. Come on, it's the Rebookery, right? We can all dig that. This is a lovely composition book. I did sort of have things filed in a office section, office supply section. It's one of my favorite sections. And this is an actual really nice old, got a lovely patina. I love these page numbers that are up in the corners. Composition book. I don't typically buy composition books unless, like this one, they really do have that older, nice feel to them and look to them. So got that from the office section. I turn over pretty much everything on every shelf, as Bonnie can now tell you since she's been Goodwill hunting with me, in the office supply thing. I'm not kidding you. You would hate to go to that section with me. I can spend 2 hours in the blink of an eye at a Goodwill or any thrift store for that matter, because I have my sections. I go there. I am focused. I look through everything because I'm on the hunt. I'm on the hunt for things. So, and now especially since I've opened my Etsy store and whatever, and I'm doing these videos. This is a Sunsets Complete Garden book. This is, I don't know if this is the same year as the one that I got, but I love the one that I got. Okay, this is 1942. These pages are so fragile. If you fold them like this, I mean, they're so brittle. They just tear. I use this though. They're fantastic for doing collage and not really for including, oh, look at that lovely bookmark find. Don't you love it when you open a book and you find something that someone tucked in there and forgot? It's like the magic carpet of vintage Goodwill finds right there. That lovely little bookmark. I shall leave that in there. I might relist this for somebody else to enjoy. If you watch The Language of Flowers, my flowers index card a day, I use these on every single index card on the back of it. I use this section right here. And they're just, yeah, I love it. I love it because it's so old and it's simple and yet beautiful in its design. So got that. And then I also, I'm beginning to really, really enjoy these old Sunset, from the original publication year that they began to make them. And I thought this one, this is 1954. I thought this one would be really cool because, again, that green kind of, it's got a more streamlined, linear sort of vibe to it. And I thought these would be really fun in journaling kits, more illustrations than photographs. And I like that. And I thought it would be nice, a nice, kind of change up for journaling kits or journaling, gardening type books and so forth. So, and anything really. So yeah, pick that up. Remember, all of these are half off. So You just can't beat it. And then this is another typing book. I learned how to type, and I was a darn good typist, I might say. Did administrative work for a better part of my 50 years. And so this is one of those typing books that, you know, I learned on a manual. Ching, ching, ching. And if you're watching this, you may have as well. But these are super cool, again, to include in pretty much any kind of journal or book or, you know, whatever. This is 1962. So, yeah, somebody was learning out of this even before I learned how to type. And, yeah, let us take the child with us. I mean, blah, blah, blah. So I grab these when I see them, pretty much. This is seashells. I also got a couple of other ocean, because that is probably my favorite place in the whole wide world, is the ocean, the beach. I can roam, okay, well, next to Goodwill stores, thrift stores, and antique fairs, etc., roaming the beach looking for shells. I will do it until I can't stand up straight anymore and I'm sunburned, like, you know, 3rd-degree burns all over my back and neck. But not really. I use sunscreen. But anyway, so yeah, I'll be putting together some of these kinds of journaling kits as well. These little books, just a little tip, these little golden guides, these kinds of books, you gotta, when you go and look through these shelves, like at the thrift store and the Goodwill and so forth, you gotta look deep. They get shoved in there and they disappear and you don't see them in the nature areas, or sometimes they're in the, like, you know, like, I don't know what do they call that, information books where the dictionaries and encyclopedias and so forth on are you know, kept. And these are fantastic. The images in these little books are just, I love them. There's again a matte quality and this flatness to them, you know what I mean, like a one-dimensional sort of look. There's no shadowing in these. They didn't try to put fake Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator shadows in them. It was just the images, and there's something very appealing, I think, to me, and probably a lot of other people as well, since that's why we all go so bonkers for this vintage old stuff. You know, we're trying to find and recapture a piece of life that that's precious. So this is 1962 again, so cool. I almost didn't get this one, Exploring a Coral Reef. It was in the same section, that kind of informational reference, you know, book section. But I don't know, I kept going back to it, and I thought, all right, Jenny, if you keep going back to it, then you probably need to get it. After all, it's all of $1. But it's just black and white, but I kind of like the sketches. And once again, it provides a little bit of a different quality and dimension and depth to journaling and to books and so forth. So yeah, I went ahead and I put it back. No, yes, no, yes. Okay, into the cart. We'll decide at the counter at the register. And then, you know, once you're at the register, it's like, oh my gosh, just ring it all up. This one I didn't think twice about because it's color, and obviously we're attracted to color, and it just was a lot more, I don't know, sophisticated may not be the best word for this one, but it's the only one I can think of at the moment. And so nice big pages, nice thickness to them as well. And of course, beautiful illustrations of seashells. Sea life is so fascinating to me. You know, do you know what it takes to live that far underneath water, to live underneath water at all? Ooh, look at the pearl. So yeah, that'll be getting taken apart and reused and repurposed. And then also in that little special section of informative books, I found this golden guide to birds of North America. Of course, when it comes to birds, it's really hard for me to put it back. And so I grabbed this one. And oh, look, another little hidden treasure. Some old, nicely yellowed index cards. So yay! So yeah, picked that one up. And the field guide to wildflowers. I almost put this one back, but it's flowers. And look, I mean, how could you go wrong? They're they're categorized by color, as you can see by the little corner section up there. So that one landed itself in my cart as well, 1986. Not crazy old after I graduated from high school. I personally don't think that's old, but that's just me. A Golden Guide, another bird book. Oh, look, another bird book. It just sort of plopped itself into my cart. How did that get there? I don't know, but it was there at checkout, so guess what? And now it's home with me. It's 129 birds in full color. Love these. Once again, this one's 1956. Yep, you gotta kind of dig a little bit for these ones, and they seem like they're in a weird section. Like, why aren't these with the other animal? Beautiful hummingbird images and kingfisher. Why aren't these with the animals? They just don't categorize them that way necessarily, at the Goodwill anyway. And then this one, excuse me, is one of those again. Another really old one, Golden Nature. And I started to take this price tag off, and I just thought I would share with you my angst about price tags. Now, Goodwill does a pretty good job of making price tags that peel off, but you have to peel them off just right. And if you don't, guess what? Look what happens. I don't know about the rest of you, but I hate price tags, and they make me so upset, especially when they're on the front of glass of a picture frame, or a mirror. Like, why wouldn't you put this on the back? Why? I don't know. But anyway, thank you for letting me share that. This is a Mammals book, and it's really cool. Again, 1955, and I can't help it. I love wildlife. Okay, funny joke. Nick the Booksmith, if you're watching this, my husband said Jenny the Book Hoarder and Nick the Booksmith. There's Nick the Booksmith and Jenny the Book Hoarder. But then I read about somebody else on Junk Journal Junkie's Facebook page that was a book hoarder as well. So I don't feel so at least I'm not alone. I know that. Another Gina the Rebookery loves these, but I was loving them too. It's not like, I'm trying to copy her or anything like that. I swear it. It's just that this stuff, she has her own special way of using them, and I have a bunch of these. I don't know yet how I'm going to use them, but you should definitely check out her YouTube, which, like I said, I will link to below, because she does amazing things. And if you get inspired, then who knows? Check out my Etsy shop, and you might find one of these listed just like it is, because I have different ones: cookbooks, garden books, the furniture, home decorating type books, which I do plan to make some journals out of, fab furniture, fab design kind of books. But these are so cool. I mean, come on, Better Homes and Gardens and Betty Crocker, they are the ones who created this. It wasn't, the planners and all of that stuff of this current year and so forth. It was way back when they did that. Yep. So I was really hoping I would find one of those, and I did. So that was very exciting to me. And then again, okay, sorry, more Mammals, but another little thing. I found an Audubon Mammals book, and I love Audubon. I love Audubon images, and these kind of harken to Audubon images. But the Audubon book that I found, I ended up putting back on the shelf. And so here's something to look for if you're looking for books, etc., for journaling, if you're new to it or what have you. If you're old hat at this, you already know this. Look for images that are not interrupted by the spine, by the binding and the signatures. So the Audubon one was gorgeous, beautiful images, just as you would expect. But it was like part of an ostrich here and part of an ostrich here. That's not helpful. I'm not going to give someone the butt without giving them the head. And in order to give them the head and the butt, I would have to, it just makes it difficult. So sadly, I had to put that one back. But gladly, I found this one that has images separately on each and every page of various different types of interesting, cool mammals. And it's beautiful, beautiful illustrations. And I love that pretty much all of them. Let's not stop on the vampire bats. Not necessarily the shrew. True story. I played the shrew in Taming of the Shrew in high school musical, Kiss Me Kate. But Anyway, yeah, pretty much all the information is condensed on one page, and each and every one of them on both sides has an image. So that's bonus, definitely bonus. And this is 1976. It kind of looks and has an older feel than 1976, but oh, just lovely texture, cream. It's creamy. That's the word. It's creamy. I don't know how else to describe that. But if you adore books the way I do, you know what I'm talking about. Man's Best Friend, I'm starting to gather these because I used to peruse through our dog books as a little girl over and over. I can remember finding this image of a beagle puppy in one of our old dog books. We may have had this one because that looks really familiar to me. This Australian man with his dog in tow. Oh yeah, we had this one because these Egyptian images are so familiar to me. I perused these books over and brought this picture of a beagle puppy into my parents while they were laying in bed, dead tired asleep, and I knew they would say yes, and I was like, I want this. I want one like this. And of course, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't know why I was awake and they were asleep, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, so found that. Don't find a lot of those really nice vintage dog books, but I did find one, and so I'm going to start gathering those because who doesn't love a dog book? These are in the end cap. The end caps of the Goodwill book sections, don't pass those up, or any thrift store section, don't pass those up because there's some really good, cool little devotional type books in those. I love those, and I love, again, the word love, 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 and oh look, it says, to those you love at home. These images are just too sweet, too sweet. My friend Bonnie was like, yeah, those just don't do it for me. Really? Because I think they're adorable. And then you read the little, there's these little inscriptions to people on the inside. And Holly Hobby, I was hoping to find. Joan Walsh Anglin, hoping to find Holly Hobby. And this one is actually a monthly, like, whatever month you were born. So I think that's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm going fast because there's a lot here, and I wanted to make this one part, and I tend to fail at that. And these are all the same illustrator, not 100% sure, but these are all, I think they're all Hallmark, those little Hallmark feel-good books. They still sell them, but I've just begun to seriously dig the older ones since I found them and found such sweet illustrations in them. I think they're like 1970s, 1960s-ish, 1967. So, yeah. And again, those are like a dollar each. Found some pretty cool postcards. These are from Venice, I do believe. And they actually have, some of them have been written on and sent. Can't quite make out the date of that one. One of them I could make out the date. I don't know. It doesn't really matter probably to you too much, and I don't want to waste too much time looking for it. But yeah, they're like late 60s, early 70s. Oh, wait, my lie. Don't believe me. 1985 is this one. The year my daughter was born. So, but yeah, kind of cool. I think they're cool. Anyway, maybe I'll just, get them out and look at them when I feel like I need to look at something cool. Maybe, I don't know. I got some other postcards, but I can't share them because they're for a special secret gift for somebody that I'm making, so I can't show you, but I did get some other neato postcards. This is not old, but come on, look. These gorgeous vintage-ish. They're not vintage, but they're from vintage images of floral botanicals. So, and oh, this really nice kind of almost watercolor, but not that kind of thickness of paper. Yeah, so I had to get these because they're pretty. And if it's pretty, why not? If it's the right price. I did buy some more of these. Don't tell Tim Holtz. I swear, don't tell Tim Holtz. Or if you do, okay, don't blame me because you saw it here first. These little filmy thingies, I got these at my last big Goodwill hunting 4th of July, and they had them. They had a couple more. They're not the plastic ones. These are the metal ones. I mean, just the container I dig. So I went ahead and picked up while they had them because, eventually everybody's going to be onto them, and they're not going to be anymore. And I'll be like, ha! I found mine. I got them, and I have some to put into stuff or whatever. Yeah, so I picked up a couple more of those. Price is Right. And then in the game section, Bonnie first picked up a map puzzle. Nice, old, beautiful. Not to put it together, but because, oh, that's not the one she picked up, actually. This is the one she picked up because it has smaller pieces. That's how I know. Nice, smaller pieces. Alabama, Nebraska. These make cool, if you want to repurpose them, they make cool magnets. You could make jewelry out of this, really, if you didn't mind wearing Nebraska off your ear, but no, seriously, it could be a necklace or something like that. Bookmarks, but these are just cool, tucked into journals and books and stuff like that, and just little memorabilia things. If you travel, or if there's a special place for somebody, or I don't know, let your imagination just run wild with you. You guys are much more clever than I am, probably. So thinking about you, Florida, you guys are going to be fine, okay? Thinking positive thoughts, sending prayers your way. And of course, Texas, still thinking about you. So yeah, I was like, yeah, no, I don't do puzzles. And then I thought, well, wait a minute. A puzzle could be really so much you could do with that, actually. So then I found another one, and I ended up with 2 puzzles. Because again, it's half off, so why not? These are fun. Wyoming is a beautiful state. Why does it have to be so square and in a puzzle piece? Because Wyoming it's as far as states go, it's amazing. It's not square like that. It's mountainous and gorgeous and big sky, kind of like Montana. And then Bonnie, good spotter, Bonnie. These are 1963. Also found these relationship cards, but not the kind of relationship you might think. It's relationship, the way numbers relate to each other. For instance, 17 minus 9 equals 8. So those are super cool. Grab those. She put those in my cart. She was on the hunt for things for her granddaughter and her soon-to-be grandson. I don't have any grandkids, so I just pretty much go on the hunt for you guys and for myself and other people too. I'm just teasing. I got this because it had fern plant stuff, which I love, but it also is this kind of fibrous paper, and I really want to see what tea dyeing or coffee dyeing will do with this. And these are just great to tuck into journals and whatnot. Then the other thing that Bonnie flashed before me was this box. Would you pick this box up? Look at it. It's kind of gross. It was in the office section again, but she just picked it up and she opens it up and she goes, "This, you want this?" And I saw these old cards and I said, "Yeah, put that in there." So she did. And it's got old recipe cards in here. Gobs of handwritten recipe cards. It's got, just in case you want to know, how to make mayonnaise. It's actually a good thing to know how to make. It's way better if you make your own. But this is mayonnaise cottage cheese dressing. These are Del Monte recipe cards. That's pretty fab. Minty pineapple sauce. Ooh, minty pineapple sauce. Oh, but it has corn syrup. I'm sure you could substitute something for that. So yeah, it's just gobs. It's just gobs. So yes, 50 cents. I think so. That came home with me. And also in the office section, they had a couple of these. I try not to be greedy. I try to leave things for other people, but for 35 cents, I did get one of these, just because people like them and I like them, and they're the ledger. Oh, look, somebody, how cute. The ledger sheets, and they have such a beautiful crinkle when you do coffee stain or tea stain them. I like that crinkle. And then these, I was actually looking for these. I gave one to Bonnie for her granddaughter as she begins to learn how to write. The time is going to be here, that cool kindergarten kind of dotted line writing paper. That's fun. I think those are fun, and I like it because they have that nice, you know, newsprinty sort of feel to them. Then there was this little package of these CD disc mailers, and I mean, these are great for sticking into books and having as a nice place, and you can cover them with other paper, so grab those for the right price. I did get more of these. I got to do something with them, you guys. I got to do something with them, and I have a vision. It's just a matter of time before I make it happen. They are a really nice, thick stock, though. These are old, you know, the old medical record things that all of the hospitals and clinics and whatnot are getting rid of now, and they still sell them at Staples and whatnot, but I don't know how many actually still use these. Can't you just kind of see like things, you know, memorabilia stacked on these and them repurposed or altered in some way? I can. Maybe I'm alone in that. I don't know, but I'll be alone. That's all right. I don't mind being alone. I'm kind of a loner. And then I found, sorry, I'm going to reach across again. Great for storage, these 10 boxes. I love them. I usually pass them up, but I didn't this one because I needed some place to store all this other stuff. I don't want to call it junk. It's not junk. And I did get a Rolodex because it was a quite nice older one. I could tell because of the yellowing of the instructions on the inside, and the Rolodex cards themselves have a nice little bit of a yellowing beginning on them. Sorry, it's not frame. On them too. And these are just really great for, you know, jotting notes on and tucking into journals as well. So I went ahead and nabbed those. That is part of the beauty of going when it's half off. It was worth the wait. It was worth the abstaining during the month of August in order to indulge and pick up all of these things for myself and for you guys. And I see I'm already at 30 minutes. How does that even happen? So yeah, this will probably be 2 parts. And then in the game section, we found at one of them, I started finding in various different areas these cards. I love, love, love these information cards. And again, they're on wildlife, so how could I resist? And went ahead and picked up these. I'm not sure they're all from the same stack, but doesn't really matter. They're very fun, and they give fun information about various different wildlife, animals, and these books, these journals, again, I will say, are great for homeschoolers, for students, for your kids. You know, get them involved with you and making them, taking apart these books. There is this move towards digital. Everything's digital, Kindle, you know, ebooks, audiobooks, and all of that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It still sparks the imagination, but I think we gotta hold on to the whole actual books kind of thing. And what better way to get your kids involved and engaged with those and the appreciation of them and the history and heritage of books than by involving them in repurposing, recreating, taking them apart, making them new again, and all of that. And so these are, if these can be a part of it to make it more engaging and more fun, then yeah, let's go for it, you know. And then these, when I see weird kind of stuff like this, I get it. I have no idea. Country Craftsman, some kind of card game, published for the National Trust by 1978 by Dinosaur Publications. I have no idea. I don't know, but they were just interesting to me. The Mason's Wife. So this is all crafting. I don't know why it has a R.I.P. tombstone on there. I don't get it. But Mrs. Bobbin, Mrs. Stone, you know, stonemason. Oh, maybe that's it. Mrs. Bobbin. What does she have on? No, she has R.I.P. I guess that's the stonemason. I don't. Miss Tack, the Saddler's Daughter. I don't know. They're just kind of funny and odd and different and weird. So yeah, I kind of like weird a little bit. Kind of funky, kind of strange. So yeah, I went ahead and picked those up. And then last but certainly not least, I'm looking around me to make sure that is everything, and I think it is on the way to the last register had everything in my cart, and sitting on the shelf, somebody had discarded and decided not to get this little pair of Stride Right baby shoes. I mean, come on. How in the world could I resist these dollar finds? Little Stride Right, little leather stitched soles, and they even have the bell. How many of you put bells on your little baby shoes so you could hear them and know where they were as they took their first little stumbly steps? These are adorable, repurposed and altered as pin cushions, as just a decorative item for the shelf with lace on them and beautiful fabrics, piece of memorabilia. They're just precious. So something fun will be had with these. And with that, I will bid you adieu until the next time. And thank you for tuning in. If you're inspired, please like, subscribe, comment if you have anything fun to share or anything like harkened back to some kind of special memory for you. I'd love to hear about it. Thanks a lot. Until the next time. Bye-bye.